For over a decade, pet battles have been one of World of Warcraft's most peaceful and creative features, but over time, the system's fallen into the shadows, forgotten by most players as well as Blizzard themselves, and only really enjoyed by the most dedicated collectors or pet battlers. And that's a shame, because pet battles, at their best, show what World of Warcraft does so well: deep strategy built inside a living world. They let you explore Azeroth through its creatures, not just by fighting bosses, but by discovering species, abilities and ecosystems unique to each region. It's a side of the game that feels both tactical and immersive, connecting exploration, collection and combat in a way no other MMO really does. So in this video, I want to talk about how Blizzard could completely revitalise pet battles. No Pokémon clones, no gimmicks, just pure Warcraft innovation, if they actually wanted to, which unfortunately it seems that they don't. We're talking about normal, heroic and mythic pet battles, seasonal challenges, delves, cosmetic rewards, even group play, wrapped up in a system that could make pet battles feel brand new again. At the moment, pet battles are mostly static. You collect, level and battle, but after you've cleared the world trainers and dungeons, there's very little left to do. There's no real gameplay loop, no real reason to replay. The first big step to fixing that is simple: give pet battles structure. Introduce a new system, and for now, to keep it simple, let's just call it Pet Battle Plus. Pet Battle Plus would take inspiration from Mythic Plus dungeons, not by copying them directly, but by giving pet battles their own repeatable, scalable endgame loop. Here's how it would or could work. Players would earn something called a pet battle key. You might get these from completing daily pet battle world quests, defeating trainers, or through other in-game objectives. Each key opens what's called a pet battle run. Think of a pet battle run as a mini pet battle dungeon, a short themed sequence of linked fights that grow progressively more complex. Each run has its own theme and gameplay twist, things like changing weather effects, terrain hazards, or global buffs that alter how you build your team and approach each encounter. Each Pet Battle Plus run would take familiar settings and turn them into evolving, high-stake challenges that change as you progress. Some examples, and I'm just making these up. The Plague Woods. Undead pets thrive here, but the battlefield itself carries decay over time, reducing your team's healing each round. What could begin as a routine fight slowly becomes a battle of endurance and attrition. The Caverns of Flame. Molten eruptions and bursts of steam transform the terrain mid-battle. The heat empowers elemental pets, while making mechanical pets weaker, forcing you to adapt your lineup and strategy between fights. Or we could have the Emerald Gardens. This zone pulses with wild magic. Each battle begins under a different weather effect, sunlight, storms, or any other you can think of, altering how your abilities interact from one fight to the next. Every run could feature 3 to 5 linked battles, each introducing a new twist or modifier as you advance. You'd start under standard conditions, and then deal with the stacking of fixes, harsher weather, unpredictable hazards, and trainer-specific abilities. By the time you reach the final boss encounter, you're not just countering pets, you're managing the entire battlefield itself. It's less about clearing a static dungeon, and more about surviving a scaling gauntlet that gets tougher, stranger, and more rewarding every time you play. As you climb higher in Pet Battle Plus, the complexity of each run increases, not just in enemy power, but in how the battlefield behaves. Every pet battle run could have 3 main difficulties: normal, heroic and mythic. Normal would be ideal for casual collectors and players leveling new pets. It introduces the run's theme, offers basic rewards, and teaches them mechanics. Heroic could be the same run, but with enemies that hit harder, think smarter, and fight under a new modifier, a rule that changes how battles play out. For example, an ability called Stormfront. It keeps raining for the entire run, empowering aquatic abilities. Or Thorns. This reflects a portion of your damage back at you, whereas a Mythic run could add multiple modifiers and stat scaling, creating genuinely tough, strategic fights that reward planning and adaptability. Once you complete a run, your pet battle key upgrades, unlocking higher run levels, effectively the pet battle version of a Mythic Plus key. A higher level key increases enemy power, adds new modifiers and unlocks better rewards. Each Pet Battle Plus season could feature rotating global affixes to keep the mode fresh and unpredictable. For example, Time Warped occasionally resets ability cooldowns mid-battle. Or Toxic Bloom, poisonous spores appear randomly, damaging both teams. And just like Mythic Plus, different pet battle runs would rotate weekly, meaning every week brings new environments, hazards, and lineups to master. In simple terms, a pet battle run is a short, scaling gauntlet built around evolving mechanics and escalating rewards. It gives pet battles structure, replayability, and a purpose. A reason to keep collecting, experimenting, and testing your teams against smarter and tougher opponents. It's familiar enough to fit naturally into World of Warcraft's existing systems, yet unique enough to make pet battles feel fresh, challenging, and worth revisiting every single week. Rewards are what keep players coming back, and Blizzard could make Pet Battle Plus deeply rewarding without adding power creep or imbalance. The goal isn't to make pets stronger, it's to make a player's effort and dedication visible. Instead of traditional loot or stat upgrades, Pet Battle Plus could reward style, creativity, and accomplishment. Completing pet battle runs would grant you a new seasonal currency called Pet Battle Tokens. Yes, another currency, but one that actually serves a purpose. These tokens could be spent at a dedicated vendor for a wide variety of cosmetic upgrades and collectible rewards. The higher your key level, the more tokens you'd earn, similar to Mythic Plus rewards that scale with difficulty. To keep progression steady, tokens could include a weekly cap, ensuring that players earn rewards gradually instead of unlocking everything in a single session. That system keeps things fair, rewarding, and sustainable over time. Players could unlock purely visual upgrades, rewards that don't increase power, but reflect the time and care you've put into your collection. For example, footprint trails. These could be glowing paw prints, drifting snowflakes, or flickering flames that follow your pet when summoned. Pet auras. These could be magical glows, swirling sparkles, or subtle elemental effects that make your favourite pets feel legendary. You could have mini banners or capes, tiny decorative accessories that display your seasonal accomplishments on your character or pet. You could have victory animations, playful emotes or heroic poses pets could perform after winning a battle. Or you could have titles, special honours such as the Tiny Titan, or the Master of the Wilds, or the Battle Tamer Supreme. Each pet battle season would last a few months, similar to other seasonal content in WoW. At the start of each new season, rewards, modifiers and themes would rotate, giving players fresh goals and visuals to chase without resetting progress. Every season would feature its own visual identity that ties together cosmetics, challenges and themed pets. For example, and again I'm making these up by the way, the Winter of Frost and Flame season could focus on elemental contrasts, icy blue trails, fiery paw prints and frostfire auras for your pets. The Festival of the Wild season might celebrate Azeroth's natural world, introducing leafy glows, nature-themed capes and gentle pollen effects. Or the Mechanical Mayhem season could embrace steampunk energy, sparks, gears and mechanical companions surrounded by bursts of static and smoke. By refreshing themes and rewards each season, Blizzard could make pet battles feel alive, a system that grows over time, giving players something new to earn and something fun to look forward to every few months. To keep Pet Battle Plus connected to the broader game, Blizzard could tie it into trading post objectives, such as complete 3 pet battle runs, win a normal tier pet battle run without losing a pet, or defeat this week's rotating boss trainer. This connection would ensure Pet Battle Plus stays visible to every type of player, not just collectors, while offering simple, accessible goals that anyone can complete each month. Cosmetic rewards give purpose to repetition. Players already run dungeons and raids for mounts, transmog and titles. Pet Battle Plus could capture that same excitement through seasonal rewards and ever-changing challenges. Seeing your favourite pet glowing with a rare aura, or performing a unique victory animation after weeks of battles, feels genuinely satisfying. Because you've earned something new, something that makes playing fun again. By focusing on fresh cosmetics, evolving challenges, and a rewarding gameplay loop, Blizzard could turn pet battles into a system players return to every season, for the fun of the fights and the thrill of the rewards. If Blizzard really wanted pet battles to feel alive again, they could go even further, with a new feature called Pet Delves. Think of these as short, roguelite style adventures, designed to test your team's adaptability and creativity. Pet Delves would be a 10 to 15 minute solo run through a small, randomly generated dungeon, each one packed with unique trainers, hazards and surprises. Every delve would play differently, mixing combat encounters with environmental effects that change your strategy as you progress. The idea is to make every run unpredictable and exciting. No two delves would ever feel the same. For example, one delve might feature shifting weather that changes every few rounds. Another could fill the arena with poisonous spores that slowly drain both teams over time. Or you might face a mirror match, where the enemy copies your team composition and forces you to outthink yourself. The deeper you go, the tougher the enemies become, until you reach the final delve boss, a themed encounter with special mechanics that test everything you've learned. As you progress through a delve, you could collect temporary power-ups called pet perks that enhance or modify your team's abilities. These perks would stack as you advance, creating completely different experiences each time you play. For example, your first pet swap each battle is free, or your healing abilities restore 10% more health. Each delve would play out like a tactical puzzle, part strategy, part survival, part luck. It's a system that rewards experimentation, letting players try creative team combinations that might not work anywhere else. To make pet delves feel rewarding beyond the randomness, Blizzard could include a light progression system tied to the feature. For example, completing several delves might unlock permanent pet perk cards, small collectible upgrades that expand your choices in future runs. Nothing that breaks balance, just a sense of growth and variety over time. Players could also earn battle tokens from delves, connecting them directly to the Pet Battle Plus reward loop introduced earlier. Pet delves would give pet battles something they've never had before: unpredictability and adventure. They'd transform the experience from a static list of trainers into a living, replayable system full of surprises and strategic depth. Because every delve is different, players wouldn't just be chasing loot, they'd be chasing the fun of seeing what happens next. That one more run feeling that makes roguelite games so addictive could finally exist in World of Warcraft. So in summary, Pet Delves would introduce randomised, roguelite style gameplay for endless variety, use pet perks and environmental modifiers to keep every run unique, tie directly into battle tokens and the Pet Battle Plus reward loop, offer short, repeatable adventures that fit perfectly into WoW's seasonal model. Together, Pet Battle Plus and Pet Delves could turn pet battles from a forgotten minigame into a fully fledged part of WoW's endgame, one built on strategy, creativity and fun. Blizzard could take pet battles to the next level with something bigger. Epic one-boss encounters called Pet Raids. These would be large-scale cinematic fights designed to push strategy and coordination to the limit, giving experienced players a new challenge to tackle each week. A pet raid would be a single, highly scripted boss battle that takes place in a unique arena. Each encounter would feature multiple phases, battlefield effects, and special mechanics that make every fight feel distinct and memorable. They wouldn't be long, lasting 8 to 12 rounds, but they'd be intense, strategic and rewarding. Each week, 1 or 2 bosses would rotate, giving players something new to look forward to. To give an idea of what these fights might look like, you could have the Iron Flame Construct, a massive mechanical dragon that switches between flight and ground phases, changing its vulnerabilities mid-fight. In the air, it breathes fire across all active pets. On the ground, it summons mechanical adds that must be countered quickly. You could have Mornsong the Eternal, an undead lich who drains health from your entire team each round, while summoning shadow clones that absorb your attacks until dispelled. Or you could have Vedanta, the Keeper of the Bloom, a colossal nature guardian who floods the arena every few turns, empowering aquatic pets but weakening elementals. Each boss would have its own unique mechanics, themed arena and set of rewards, like exclusive pets, toys and other seasonal cosmetic effects inspired by that encounter. To make pet raids feel social, Blizzard could introduce an optional duo mode where 2 players team up, each bringing 1 or 2 pets into battle. Abilities could be coordinated in turns, creating clever synergy between teams and encouraging communication without making the mode mandatory. It would finally give players a reason to experience pet battles together without turning them into a PvP competition. For example, one player might bring a tanky beast pet to soak damage, while the other uses elemental support with weather control or healing. Coordinated moves could even trigger bonus effects, like combo actions, where certain ability types used in sequence unleash special attacks. This co-op system would add variety and bring the community back to one of WoW's quietest features. Completing pet raids could reward battle tokens and unique cosmetics tied to each seasonal boss rotation. Think of glowing collars, battle scars, or aura effects themed around that boss. Small touches that make your character and pet feel like it's fought through a legendary encounter. Each season, a new raid boss or 2 could be introduced matching that season's theme. For example, the seasons I mentioned earlier in the video, the Winter of Frost and Flame season might feature the Twin Embers, 2 elemental bosses that share health and swap weaknesses mid-fight. The Festival of the Wilds could include the Thorn Mother, a massive plant creature that heals over time unless burned or frozen. The Mechanical Mayhem season might bring the Gear Titan, a colossal machine powered by unstable cores that you have to overload before time runs out. Pet raids would tie seamlessly into the Pet Battle Plus and Pet Delve ecosystem, offering players an exciting weekly objective that feels epic, rewarding and true to Warcraft's world. Pet raids would give endgame pet battlers a new way to test their collections, something that feels challenging and cinematic without ever feeling punishing. It would finally provide that raid night experience for people who love to pet battle, but shorter, more strategic and accessible to everyone. Each week's boss would bring new strategies, new counters to discover, and a new reward to chase. And because everything ties back to battle tokens and cosmetics, it stays completely optional. No pressure, no power creep, just pure fun. With Pet Battle Plus, Delves and Raids, the foundation is finally there. Structure, challenge and meaningful rewards. This system would feel alive again, offering collectors, strategists and casual players something fresh to enjoy every week. All Blizzard would need to do next is the final touch, a layer of polish and accessibility that makes the whole experience shine. Simple quality of life improvements, modern UI updates and smoother onboarding could elevate pet battles from a beloved side feature to a fully realised part of World of Warcraft's identity. So why would all of this actually work? Because it plays directly into Blizzard's strengths. Seasonal content, scaling challenges and cosmetic rewards. They've already proven that these systems can succeed across multiple parts of World of Warcraft, from Mythic Plus dungeons to time walking, delves and the trading post. Pet Battle Plus, delves and raids wouldn't need to reinvent anything. They'd simply reuse mechanics Blizzard already does best in a smaller, more creative format. All of the foundations are already there. The Pet Battle engine exists. Scaling content tech from Mythic Plus and Delves already works. The reward system and seasonal model are in place. This means Blizzard could build on what's familiar rather than starting from scratch, therefore keeping development costs low while giving players something that feels completely new. Pet battles have always been one of WoW's most flexible systems. Anyone can do them, from casual collectors to strategy-minded veterans. This rework would finally give every type of player a reason to care. Collectors get fresh cosmetics, seasonal pets, and reasons to expand their roster. Casual players get fun, bite-sized challenges with meaningful progression, and veterans get scalable difficulty and tough encounters worth mastering. It's inclusive design done right. It's easy to pick up, but endlessly deep for those who want to push further. Pet battles have always been one of the most Warcraft things in the game. Silly, strategic, charming, and packed with personality. By modernising them with a proper endgame, Blizzard wouldn't be just fixing an old feature. They'd be restoring part of WoW's soul. Something unique that no other MMO has ever really truly replicated. These systems would give players more reasons to log in, more ways to engage, and more moments of discovery, all without adding grind or complexity. In a game built on raids, Mythic Plus and competitive goals, pet battles could become the perfect fourth pillar. A calm, creative alternative that celebrates Warcraft's world in a completely different way. They'd offer everything that makes the game special. Strategy, exploration, rewards, and a sense of living adventure, just smaller, quieter, and full of charm. At the end of the day, pet battles have always been one of World of Warcraft's quietest achievements. A small system with a huge amount of heart. They've survived every expansion, every redesign, and every lull in attention because a passionate group of players never stopped caring. And that's really what this video is about. Not just how Blizzard could make pet battles incredible again, but how much potential is still sitting there waiting to be used. In my previous video, I talked about what looks like the death of pet battles, how Blizzard seems to be scaling the system back, cutting updates, and quietly moving on. And honestly, that still seems to be the direction things are heading. The truth is, Blizzard will probably never do most of the things I've talked about here. They'll keep pet battles ticking along quietly in the background, maybe add a few new pets here and there, and focus on whatever the next big expansion feature is. But that's why the idea still matters. Because even if Blizzard never revives pet battles in the way we've imagined, the framework is already there, and it proves that the system could still be something truly special if they ever gave it the attention it deserves. Until then, it's up to us, the collectors, the battlers, and the people who still love this side of Warcraft to keep it alive. Because even after all of these years, it's still one of the most creative, relaxing, and surprisingly deep systems in the game. So what do you think? Would you play Pet Battle Plus if Blizzard actually made it happen? Let me know your thoughts down below. I'd love to hear your ideas and what things you would add to keep pet battles thriving. As always, thanks for watching, please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.